Then we're going to have a break. We've got 2 acts in the last section. And then we've got a longer break. Where you can all retreat back to your lives. Or save some lives is what you can do. So that's nice, isn't it? First act, his name's Carl Richard. If you've got your phone, switch it on silent. Can you do that for me? Don't be chatting when the acts are on, and don't be heckling when the acts are on. Basically, the more love you show the acts, the more fun we're going to have. How does that sound, Tim? Yay! You're going to have to do better than that. How does that sound, Tim? Yay! Lovely stuff. On the count of 3, let's give Carl Richard a wonderful team welcome. 1, 2, 3.
How are we doing? We good? Yeah. Nice. Nice to be here. Nice to be anywhere that isn't my day job, to be honest. I work for a water company. Can't say which one, but it's in the Thames area. Sorry, that's not true actually. I got fired recently. And, I don't suit office work. Have you work in an office? Yeah. Exactly. I always get like existential dread when I'm in the office. Like, I remember like one day my manager came up to me and he was like, "Hey Carl, we got this new software. It's gonna half your workload." And at the same time, my girlfriend texted me, asked if I could pick up some batteries for a vibrator. And I was like, do I serve a purpose for anyone? You know what I mean? Like, is there a place in this world for me? I don't know, man. Remember going to visit the IT guy? Anyone work in IT? Oh yeah, that guy. Oh yeah, there's the whole thing. Oh yeah. You look way cooler than the IT guy that I know, man. The IT guy that I know, like glasses, ponytail, leather jacket, and I actually can't see you. You might look exactly like that. But on this jacket, right, he had some badges, and mainly like heavy metal bands and stuff. One of the badges really caught my attention. It said, "I support sex workers." And I thought, what it really means financially? Because what other types of support is there? You know what I mean? Like emotional, moral, just standing in the corner, suck that cock. Like, it is you. Hang on. We got any parents in? Yes. You should be at home, really. I'm only saying that because I recently just turned 34. My girlfriend turned 30. We're talking about having kids, and it's not that I don't want to have kids. It's just like, how do you know what you want out of life? One day I want to have a child. Next day I want to travel the world. How do you combine those things? So I googled it, and now I'm on a watch list for child trafficking. Google notice. And there's I don't know, man. Like 34, 30, isn't it? Like if we're gonna do it, it's got to be soon, right? It's just, I don't know. I remember being 21, sweating in a rave, going in my tits off. And I'm 34, sweating in a gym, trying to burn these tits off. Like, where'd you get these tits? I didn't mean to direct that. That was meant to be to the group. Got awkward real fast. Australian man gonna kick the shit out of me. It's not how tonight's gonna go. Come to tame, get the fucking shit kicked out of me, being my Aussie. What the fuck? Sorry, what was my point? Was I got completely distracted by your glare there. Yeah, tits. I'm talking about tits. Not your tits, my tits. Like, as a man, I think you get tips from being in a relationship, because like me and my girlfriend, we're kind of like a foodie couple, right? So our relationship is essentially, I love you, you love me, now let's get fat so we can't run away from each other, right? You know. And like, she's a curvy girl, right? But she's good curvy, you know? She's a voluptuous woman. Me, like, naked, I'm all like soft and hairy, you know? Like, naked, I look like someone's got a black cat and rubs it on raw chicken. Like, why would you? It's a weird thing to visualize. So my point is, I don't know. My point is that I'm a very lucky man, right? Because I'm in a loving, honest relationship. You know, we have little pet names for each other, but they're honest pet names. I'm overwhelmed, she's insecure. I think that's basically like what modern relationships really are, right? These days, the modern relationship is just two people's mental health issues just bashing against each other. You know? You just got to find the right fucking make it work. You know, there's a spectrum of mental health, right? Some people are more anxious, some people are more depressed. I fall more on the depression side of things, and as someone with depression, I just sort of want to say to people with anxiety, do you ever shut the fuck up? People who have anxiety do love talking about their anxiety. And they're like, something hasn't happened yet and I'm really worried about it. Like, I'm sad now. Wait, see? Is he an arsehole? Kinda. Not everyone likes that joke, so I'll move on. I think, obviously we are, everyone's mental health is a bit poor these days because of the phones, isn't it? It's the phones, it's the internet, all that crazy stuff, it's the algorithms. I think sometimes my algorithms get me wrong. I was on YouTube the other day, and you know how you have videos that are recommended to you? Everything being recommended to me was really right wing, right? And I'm not that guy. I'm like, whoa, what is this? Why is it trying to make me angry? The algorithm's got me wrong. But sometimes I think my Spotify algorithm gets me wrong. My Spotify algorithm thinks I'm a crack dealer from New York. My Spotify algorithm thinks I'm part of the Wu-Tang, and YouTube thinks I'm part of the Klan. Instagram just thinks I'm a pervert, but you know. And out of the three, my mum thinks I need Jesus. I grew up. Anyone into Jesus?
Yeah.
Look at that guy straight up. You know Jesus? I don't.
Big into me church and love it.
No one expected that response. Right? I can't tell if you're serious or not, sir.
Yeah, 100%.
100% you bang into Jesus?
Yeah.
You're gonna love this next bit, buddy. This is just for you, baby, over there. It's alright. I think I have a nuanced approach to the Jesus issue. I grew up with a quite religious mum, so I kind of grew up believing. I don't really believe now, but I think if you grow up with it, it never really leaves you. So if someone asks me if I believe in God, I'll probably say no, but I do still sometimes talk to God. If I'm angry or frustrated, I'll be like, Lord, why have you forsaken my keys? Where are my keys, Lord? I'll find Jesus when Jesus finds my keys, you know what I mean? I did, man. So my mum was she was a born-again Christian. She loves Jesus. But she's also what my friends back in secondary school used to refer to as a MILF. And that was a difficult thing to deal with, right? Especially as a teenage boy growing up. I remember one parent-teacher evening, my mum was just walking through the school hall and someone shouted, MILF in the house! My mum just went, Mum, you're supposed to be a woman of Jesus. She's like, yeah. Jesus may know this. Because my mum may be Christian, but she's quite a sassy bitch, you know. So I had quite an interesting upbringing, right? So my mum, born again Christian. My dad's a pot smoking funk musician. Right? He's a bass player. So my mum, hardcore Christian. Whenever I got ill or sick or something, she'd speak in tongues over me. You guys know what tongues is?
Yeah.
Right? For those of you who don't, right? It's basically when a Christian speaks a load of gibberish, calls it the word of the Lord. And if you're a 6-year-old with a cold, cowbell is much more effective. But that's what she do, right? So if I was sick, I'm using an example, man. She'd pray over me. She'd be like, and my dad would just be in the corner with his bass guitar, yo, diggity bang, diggity bang. So my mum's over here, I feel the Lord, and my dad's over here, I feel the funk, and I'm in the middle going, I feel confused. That's why I'm a comedian. That's why yeah. Music's always been quite a big, having a musician as a father, so music's always been quite a big part of my life. And I was listening to some music the other day, which kind of really made me feel kind of old. I was listening to the new Eminem album. Any fans? Okay, kinda, not really. I didn't think. Have you listened to the new album, madam? What did you think of it?
I think it's really good.
You thought it was really good? Were you a fan of him?
I've heard it before, the old stuff.
Right, I can't really see, can I ask your age? Is that too far away? 42, okay, I'm 34, so okay, when he was big, that was when, as a teenager, you were mad into it, right? Did you listen to it with 2024 is? Because I was sort of thinking
Yeah, it's very different.
Well, I wonder if idolising a drug-addled misogynist never had a negative effect at all, you know what I mean? You listen to things differently, but the main thing that I got from it was I remember how obsessed with him I was. I wanted to be Eminem. I remember thinking back then, if I'm going to be Eminem, I'm going to need some black friends. Rule number one if you want to be Eminem, right? 2 black kids in my class, right? Piero and Leon. Piero had short curly hair. That was their names. Why are you laughing at that? That was their names. That was their real names. I know these guys. Piero had short curly hair. Leon had cornrows. And at the time, I was a skinny white kid. Still white, obviously. But, And one lunchtime, I approached them and I said, "Hey, fellas, I've got an idea. I'll be Eminem. You be Dr. Dre. And you be Snoop Dogg. And they beat the fuck out of me." It was around that time I started listening to Coldplay, you know what I mean? Like, when you get your ass kicked to really find your lane in life, you know? You try your best and you don't succeed, you know? So obviously, like I'm a big fan of like American hip hop. I think it's a wonderful yet ridiculous art form full of like funny characters and stuff. And have you ever noticed this, right? I don't know how many American hip hop fans there are in Tame, but we'll fucking give this bit a go anyway. Have you ever noticed this? Have you ever noticed that whenever a member of the royal family dies, so does a famous rapper? This is the thing which has happened, right? So when Philip died, in the same week we lost the rapper DMX. Philip and DMX, they had some similarities, right? They both like dogs. They both said a lot of politically incorrect stuff. Like, they could have been mates. When the Queen died, we lost the rapper Coolio. Similarities between the Queen and Coolio. Neither of them ever changed their haircut. Basically, what I'm saying is, when Prince Andrew dies, P. Diddy. Is that him, right? He's gone, man. And P. Diddy, I don't know who's been following the scandal, but he's a good measure of like to work out like what generation people are in. So if you're like a millennial, it's P. Diddy, right? If you're Gen X, it's Puff Daddy. If you're Gen Z, it's pedophile. If you're a boomer, it's probably a bit late, you should go to bed. I love old people. I didn't look at you. Nice. I share a birthday with my nan. Right. I turned 34 recently, and she turned 80. We went out to Mill together. It was very nice. So you ordered some stuff that I was like, I don't know, should you be like. Look, my nan's got this saying: a little bit of what you fancy does you good. She's got diabetes. A little bit of what you fancy does do you good, Nan, but a lot of what you fancy on quite a consistent basis will slowly kill you. Like, true. I don't know. What else was? Oh yeah, my girlfriend wants to have a kid. That's a major thing in my life. I forgot about that as well. It's not that I don't. I just can't imagine having sex for the sole purpose of making a baby. Anyone else this issue? Parents, make some noise again. You guys don't want to reveal yourselves now, do you? You don't know what this fucking weirdo's going to ask us next. It's like the filthiest shit. The filthiest shit we do produces the most innocent thing we have. And that blows my mind, man. Like, I think when we're making this baby, we need to like ask ourselves some questions, or things get a bit confusing, like in the bedroom. Like when we're making this baby, do we still do the choking thing? There's lady cringing over here, that's funny to me. I like it when people I like comedy, right, when like 70% of you enjoy it, and there's like 30 people like, oh no, that's my favourite. You're making my day, madam. Anyway, okay. I did that joke at a show the other week, right? And this woman came up to me after the gig, and she was telling me how like she's a mum, really dedicated to her kids, and that's one part of her life. But another part of life is that she's really into BDSM, and like she felt kind of conflicted about that. And I said, no, it's fine to be, have kids and be into BDSM. Just don't get the toys confused, you know. It's awkward show and tell, you know. What's that? I don't know what it is about me, like Like some comedians tonight, they'll get compliments after the show. I tend to get confessions. And this other guy come up to me and he's like, yeah, I really like it, my girlfriend chokes me too. And I was like, yeah, get away from me, you weirdo. You fucking joke. Like, some fucking wrongers out there, you know what I mean? I'll leave you on this, right? I mentioned earlier, like my early 20s, I spent most of my early 20s doing drugs in the rave scene. It was really good. It was a really fun time. I don't know if you guys have ever spent like time in the warehouses doing like cocaine and stuff, but if you haven't, you fucking losers, man. You need to do it. I miss it a lot. I was arrested, right, on my 21st birthday. I was arrested for possession of drugs on my 21st birthday. They took my drugs, put me in a cell, but that wasn't enough of them, right? They thought I might be concealing more drugs elsewhere. So I'm in the cell, right, waiting to be strip searched. The officer comes in, takes off my top, right? Happy, pull down my jeans, okay. Happy. And then he goes, pull down your boxers. And he got down on one knee and he had a little torch, which I thought was quite insulting. Like, it was a fully lit cell, you know what I mean? It was. And then he said, shake 'em. He meant the boxers. I shook my dick in a police officer's face. To be honest, that was a highlight of my 20s. Thank you so much, Tim. You've been a lot of fun. My name's Carl Richard. Cheers, buddy.
Carl briefly touched on religion. Now, obviously, being a Northern Irishman, I'm well versed in religion. I was brought up a Catholic, and that